This is the moment you've been waiting for. It's certainly the moment we all have been waiting for, too.
Their first draft and their first pick, the Toronto Raptors select Damon Stoudemire from the University of Arizona.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Raptors are born.
Ever basket scored by a Toronto Raptor out of 30,000 people.
In the house here at Sky Dome, and they are waiting for the Toronto Raptors.
Crack down and slam, and the Raptors back on top.
Chris Bosh. Vince Carter with his first stop.
Please join the Toronto Raptors in thanking DeRozan for all he has done for our city and for this team.
Carter at the buzzer, no good, and the Sixers advance to the conference finals.
The Raptors are big underdogs in this.
Butler driving layup is caught.
When you talk about the Raptors, no team comes back from that.
Do you believe this Toronto team is better than that Cleveland team?
No, I don't think so.
Toronto doesn't have the chemistry.
We win the ball, we win the game.
Toronto struggles to score the basketball.
The Raptors didn't want it bad enough, but maybe the fans didn't want it bad enough.
They took it for granted.
There was a complete lack of energy by the Raptors and, frankly, this building.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the Tiger?
For the first time ever, Toronto is heading to the NBA Finals.
I'm picking Toronto to win this series. They have the best record.
The whole of the United States pretty much is rooting for it. The Raptors' best team is the Toronto Raptors.
This Raptor team rose to meet the level of this city that has been waiting nearly a quarter century for a night like tonight.
This is a complete basketball team.
Our basketball power index crunches every single number available and says the Raptors are the best team in the NBA.
The Toronto Raptors will be NBA champions.
If you guys like that intro, let us know by hitting that like button now. Now, the Toronto Raptors having made it to the playoffs, calling it legendary, that's an understatement. Now, having lived in Toronto my entire life, I've never seen this city come together like this in forever. Now, this city has a lot going for it, tons of diversity, and an amazing community that really rallies around their sports teams. It doesn't matter if it's the dead of winter with 3 feet of snow on the ground, or if Toronto chair girls tossing patio furniture over our heads, everyone still comes out to show their support. Now, we've put together this epic video not only to look at the history of the team, but also to talk about the significance it's had on Toronto and its cultural impact. Now, for this video, it's not just gonna be me. I've also got my boy Marlon helping me out. He's a bit of a local celebrity. Say hi, Marlon.
Hey, what's going on, Mikey?
All right, I've dug up a lot of stuff some super fans might not even know about the Toronto Raptors. Now, the team's first official player, he refused to even suit up and play for the team. He wouldn't even report to practice, so eventually he got traded to Golden State. In fact, the Raptors, they've had a lot of ties to their now championship rivals over the years. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden.
And I'm Marlon Palmer, aka That Dude McFly, here for y'all before they're famous. I'm amped to do this one.
And we're hitting you with an epic video on the Toronto Raptors. Now, obviously, this is a little out of our wheelhouse, but we wanted to show our full support for the team and our city. Now, if you're from Toronto and you're not following me on Instagram, what are you waiting for? It's at McCrudden N. All right, now let's get into this video. Now, the story of the Toronto Raptors, it kicks off 26 years ago back in 1993. Now, back then, Canada had a female prime minister, while Bill Clinton, he was 2 years from kicking it with Monica Lewinsky. Now, there was a bomb attack on the World Trade Center that enticed Biggie Smalls to rap, blow up like the World Trade. And the biggest movie at the box office that year was Jurassic Park, the original, not the cheesy ones that followed.
Allen.
Now, the NBA was ready to expand and make moves north of the border and commission 2 teams, one in Vancouver and the other in Toronto. Now, the price tag, $125 million US, paid by Toronto businessman John Bitove. Now, at the time, it was somewhat of a gamble. Now, Canadians, they were and are obsessed with hockey, and basketball, it hadn't been played professionally in the city since the 1945 to 1946 season. But to be fair, It was a Canadian who invented the sport.
Maybe we can't allow a carry of a couple of steps.
And Mr. Naismith, sir, it sure slows things down having to climb up here every time.
Well, then let's cut the bottom out of the basket.
Ah, but I need these baskets back.
100 years after James Naismith from Almont, Ontario invented it, basketball was being played by hundreds of millions of people around the world.
I love me them Canadian heritage moments. They were the best. Now, a nationwide contest was held to name the team. Over 2,000 entries were narrowed down to 11 prospects. There were the Beavers, the Bobcats, the Dragons, the Grizzlies, the Hogs, the Raptors, the Scorpions, T-Rex, Tarantula, Terriers, and Towers. Now that came in second, and of course you know the moniker that they went with. Allen! Allen. So the team had a name, but now they had to buy up some players. Now the first ever player to be bought up by the Raptors from another team was the Chicago Bulls guard BJ Armstrong. Now this dude, he straight up refused to join the new team. He was eventually dealt to the Golden State Warriors. Now other notable players picked early on were John Sally, A.C. Earl, Zan Tabak, Ed Pickney, and of course the team's very first draft pick, Damon Stoudemire. He was selected 7th overall in the 1995 NBA draft.
Their first draft and their first pick, the Toronto Raptors select Damon Stoudemire from the University of Arizona.
Now the audience booed and Damon, he didn't look too pleased himself. Now I actually did a photo shoot with Damon Stoudemire for Zeller's Clothing. I was like really young. That was back in the day when I was a child actor / model.
And not the other way around.
Now the Raptors, they played their first game on November 5th, 1995 against the New Jersey Nets, and Alvin Robertson, he scored the team's very first goal. Now Damon Stoudemire, he did his part, clocking in 10 points and 10 assists. So it looked like things were off to a good start. But then the team would go on to have a 7-game losing streak, and the rest of the season, it wasn't so great. The record was 21 wins to 61 losses. Now Damon Stoudemire, he wasn't likely, that happy having moved from Arizona to the north, but for his efforts, he was awarded the 1995 to 1996 MVP Rookie of the Year award. Also in attendance at every home game that season and every game since was Toronto superfan Nav Bhatia. Now his seats back then, they weren't likely the courtside bangers that he has today, but he, like so many others in the city, they found something in the Toronto Raptors, something to root for, and this city, it's filled with so much diversity, so many races and cultures. Well, all of a sudden, everyone had something to unite about, and it helped make Toronto feel like more of a home. Anyway, to delve a little deeper on this, I got my boy Marlon Palmer. He's going to talk about the significance of the team in this city.
Thanks, Mike. Canada's team, that's what they call the Toronto Raptors. While we do share our team with the rest of the country, Toronto holds a special bond with our team. You can see it driving down the street past a 15-foot mural of Kawhi. You can't even walk a block in the city without seeing "We the North" somewhere, whether it be a t-shirt, a sign, or a hat. We are the North, the often forgotten and overlooked powerhouse in the NBA, simply because of our location. But one thing that can never be missed is our love and passion for our team. Ask any player in the NBA and they will tell you that one of the loudest arenas in the league resides in Toronto, Canada. It doesn't even stop there. We'll come to your arena and make the loudest noise. Part of what makes this Raptors team so special is that we aren't a winning city. We literally lose all the time. It's depressing. Our last championship on a national stage was the Blue Jays in 1993, and even that was just one pitch away from never happening.
2 balls and 2 strikes on it. Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a belt, left field, way back, Blue Jays win it! The Blue Jays are World Series champions!
After Vince Carter joined the team in 1998 and became one of the biggest superstars in basketball, the impact could be seen everywhere. I remember coming to school the day after he made history in the 2000 slam dunk competition and seeing the amount of kids that all of a sudden were basketball players. There were more basketball nets in driveways, more courts being made around the city. For me, before Vince, Toronto felt invisible, like we had no identity to the outside world. In fact, had it not been for Vince and the Raptors, we might not have NBA stars like Andrew Wiggins, Jamal Murray, Corey Joseph, and Nick Stauskas, who have all credited Carter for being a huge inspiration for them.
When you run in and out of the tunnels now, you see all these fans hanging over the railings on the side asking for autographs, and I remember doing that, asking for Vince's autograph. when I was, 7, 8 years old. How many kids he, affected is pretty tremendous.
Now, with all due respect, the Raptors had some good teams in the past, but ended up losing every time, and yet they still managed to inspire a generation of talented and amazing ball players. So imagine the impact a team could have on a city, or in this case a country, if they end up winning the entire thing. Nostalgic. Back to you, Mike.
Goddamn, that was beautiful! Could have said it better myself. Now the Raptors, they finished in last place in their division in each of their first 3 seasons in the league. Now things weren't looking good until draft day 1998, when the Raptors made a deal to acquire Vince Carter, who had been selected 5th overall by none other than Golden State.
The Toronto Raptors took Antoine Jameson in the number 4 spot. Golden State took Vince Carter at 5 and then immediately traded Carter and cash to the Raptors for Jameson. In Carter, the Raptors get what many believe is the most athletic player in the draft.
Now, not only did they have a new star player, they also had a brand spanking new stadium, with the Air Canada Centre opening its doors in February of 1999.
Finally, a home court for the Toronto Raptors. And a great matchup today with their Canadian cousins. Lots to talk about, and we'll show off this new building.
From 1999 to 2002, well, it was the Vince Carter era, and the team, they started to gain some serious traction. Now, Carter, he became the first Raptor to play in an NBA All-Star game. He would also win the slam dunk contest.
He does something every day, and he did it again tonight. If you look up at the backboard, about 11.5 feet up there, you see 3 fingerprints. That was his left hand as he put his right hand on the top as if he was taking a quarter off that backboard, then looked over to the Sixers bench and said, watch out.
The Raptors reached its first playoff berth during the 1999 to 2000 season, led by Carter and teammates Antonio Davis, Charles Oakley, and Steph Curry's dad, Dell. Sadly, they were then defeated by the Knicks. Now, in the 2000 to 2001 season, the Raptors again qualified for the postseason and advanced to the conference semifinals, this time defeating the Knicks. But then they were defeated by the Philadelphia 76ers. Don't worry, we'll get our payback.
He has it. Carter trying to get free. Carter at the buzzer, no good, and the Sixers hold on and advance to the conference finals.
Following this season, things took a turn for the worse, with a 4-year stretch of losing seasons. Now Vince Carter, he wanted out of Toronto, and the team as a whole, they were ravaged by injuries. Now on the upside, a poor season performance, it did result in the team getting the 4th draft pick in what is considered to be one of the greatest draft classes in NBA history.
The Toronto Raptors select Chris Bosh from Georgia Tech University.
Now they selected Chris Bosh, who, to be fair, well, out of any NBA player there is, there's something about that dude that makes him look like an actual Raptor. The team caught another big break in 2006, winning the draft lottery
with the first pick.
But it was the wrong year. The NBA, they instituted a new rule that forced high school players to spend 1 year out of high school before they can enter into the league. Now with limited options, they selected Italian player Andre Bergani. Yeah, I never heard of him neither.
You gotta get into him. Fake, see ya. That is classic.
In 2009, the team acquired DeMar DeRozan, selected 9th overall.
Yeah, you already know that. On the business, about to get it in. Holla at my man Johnny Flynn, see what he think.
DeMar DeRozan, this is it. This is what we waited for forever, man, and this night is it, man. It's crazy. All the emotions, but this is time, man. We about to get our name called.
In 2012, after failing to acquire Steve Nash, well, the team picked up Kyle Lowry from Houston. The next year, they signed Drake on as the team's global ambassador.
The Toronto Raptors' newly appointed global ambassador, Drake.
Just want to let you know that I'm extremely excited to finally be a part of a team that I grew up as a fan of, a diehard fan of course, I'm sure like everybody else from the city.
Now, I don't know if it was Drizzy or the brewing bromance between DeMar and Lowry, but the team overcame a 6-season drought to make the playoffs, but they would fall in Game 7 to the Brooklyn Nets.
Through 2, Lowry put it up, it's blocked by Pierce, and the Nets win the series. As Paul Pierce, waiting in front of the rim, denies the shot and sends Brooklyn to the second round.
In 2016, the team acquired Pascal Siakam with the 27th pick. Serge Ibaka, he would be traded to the team the following year. Now, coach Dwayne Casey, he got let go in 2018, and he was replaced by his assistant, Nick Nurse. It was then that the Raptors made a move that shocked the world. They traded fan favorite DeMar DeRozan in exchange for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green.
You know, I understand how the game go, how the business go.
my mindset was always want to be in Toronto my whole career.
Marc Gasol, well, he joined the team in 2019. You gotta give a shout out to Marc Gasol. He was great at the tip-off. Now with LeBron James out in LA, there was now a shot for the Raptors to go all the way. But who actually believed it would happen? Now they defeated Philadelphia with a Game 7 buzzer beater delivered by Kawhi, which a lot of people were saying was retribution for Vince Carter, who failed to do the same thing earlier in his career.
Defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
Now the Greek Freak, he wasn't enough when they took on the Milwaukee Bucks. And now the only thing standing in their way are the former champs Golden State Warriors. But they're looking beat up as hell. So at the time of this recording, I'm hoping we take it. And well, if you're watching this video and you came this far, I'm sure you feel the same way. All right, guys, we really appreciate you tuning into this. We love to make different stuff once in a while here on this channel. And if you're from Toronto or you're a Raptors fan, please share this with other Raptors fans to help get the word out. We really appreciate it, all the support. Turn on post notifications, subscribe. My name is Michael McCrudden. That was Marlon Palmer. And our links are down below. See you guys in another video. Boom!